It's that time of the year again. The sun is shining, the birds are screaming, and that means we need to start some seeds. Now, if you're looking for a way to improve your germination rates, I've got a recipe for an elixir that you can make at home that's not only going to help revive old seeds, it's also going to help prevent damping of disease in your seedlings. What am I talking about? I'm talking about lactic acid bacteria, or LAB for short. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make it, how to use it, how to store it, and at the end, I'm going to show you a side-by-side comparison. Hi, I'm Christina with Forever Food Forest, a channel where I explore ways of growing food without the use of herbicides, pesticides, or commercial fertilizers. And instead, I rely on permaculture principles and other natural farming techniques to grow food that's good for the garden and good for the planet. Lactic acid bacteria is a beneficial bacteria. Think of it as probiotics for your soil. And it has many benefits, such as preventing mold and fungus growth in soil and seed starting mixes, accelerated growth in seedlings, improved germination rates, and so much more. You can grow lactic acid bacteria using ingredients that you probably already have in your kitchen, and the whole process takes anywhere from 6 to 10 days. So let's get started. To make this, all you need is rice. Any kind of rice will do as long as it's uncooked, water, unchlorinated, a strainer, a jar, something breathable to cover the jar, like a clean piece of fabric or a paper towel, and a bowl. Now, later on in the week, you're gonna need milk, but right now, we're just gonna start by making a stock of bacteria using fermented rice wash water. For the sake of efficiency, I usually do this when I'm making rice for dinner. Lactic acid bacteria naturally occurs on rice, and we can collect it by washing the rice. The ratio that I use is 1 part rice to 2 parts water. So here I have 2 cups of rice, and I'm gonna use 4 cups of water to wash it. I place a bowl underneath to collect the water. I'm using room temperature water because we do not want to cook the bacteria. And I'm just going to soak it and give it a couple rubs. Just move it around a little bit. Make sure to get all that bacteria into the water. I think that's enough. And now I'm just gonna put my rice wash water in a jar. And I'm covering it up with a coffee filter, but you can use a piece of fabric or a paper towel, just anything that's breathable. And now I'm just gonna leave this to ferment for 3 to 5 days on the counter in a well-ventilated spot out of the sun. After 3 to 5 days, the rice water is going to separate into 3 layers. So we have the top layer here, the middle layer here, and the bottom layer is the sediment. We want this middle layer. So I'm gonna skim this funk off the top. The top layer is yeasts and weak cultures of bacteria. The bottom layer is bacteria waste. And the middle here is rich in lactic acid bacteria. And that's what we want to strain and separate. And we're gonna compost the rest. Rice water is low in nutrients, and our bacteria are getting pretty hungry. Now, we want to isolate the strongest strains of this bacteria. And in order to do that, we are going to feed them lactose in the form of milk. And you can use any type of milk. You have access to goat milk, horse milk, llama milk. I've even had success using oat milk. So the best milk you can use for this is unpasteurized and from animals that have not been treated with antibiotics. But for the sake of this video, we're just gonna keep it simple. So right here, I have my RAW milk, cow's milk. Now I'm going to mix my lactic acid bacteria stock with milk, and you want to do it at a ratio of 1 part stock to 10 parts milk. And this is not exact science, so you can even go as low as a 1 part to 5. Right here I have 4 cups of milk, and I'm going to measure out half a cup of lactic acid bacteria stock. I'm going to mix it all together and cover it with a breathable coffee filter. And I'm just going to let it ferment on the counter out of sun for 5 to 7 days. On the second day, you will notice that it will start to separate. What we're looking for is a distinct layer of milk curdles on top and yellow liquid on the bottom. The yellow liquid is the lactic acid bacteria that we want to extract and use for our gardens. So this stuff on top, that's cheese, and you can feed it to your animals or compost it. So here we have our precious magical elixir for our plants. And this is shelf stable for up to 6 months in the refrigerator. I just make sure that the lid is loose fitting before I put it in there, because we want to have an exchange of gases. Otherwise the pressure might build up and it might explode. If you want to make it shelf stable at room temperature, just make sure to add equal parts of brown sugar or molasses. Now let's go to the garden where I'm going to show you how to use this. I like to use this early in the season, especially as the soil is starting to wake up. I use my labs in the garden to inoculate the soil prior to planting. This does several things. It prevents damping off if I'm planting directly, and it also improves my germination rates. I use a dilution of 1 part labs to 100. Now you will see other YouTubers or other natural farming gurus recommend 1 to 1,000. I've tried that. It might work for you. You can start at that, but at 1 to 100, I find it really does some magic. Right here I have 6 liters of rainwater, and this is 60 milliliters of lactic acid bacteria. So I want to give the soil a really good soak. The best time to apply it is about a week prior to planting. That's going to allow the lactic acid bacteria to multiply and really get to work when you put those seeds in the ground. Another way I like to use lactic acid bacteria is in my compost. I just spray all that matter with the lab solution. You can use the dilution of 1 to 100 or even full strength. And this is going to do several things. It's going to help the matter break down a lot faster, and it also neutralizes any smells that you might have emanating from your compost pile. Some people even use the spray on pet areas that smell. I haven't tried it, but if you do, let me know how it works out. So now it's time for the moment of truth. As you can see right here, I have several okra seedlings. And can you guess which one did not get the lactic acid bacteria? If you guessed this one, you would be correct. As you can see, it's much smaller than the other ones, and it also has some insect nibbles taken out of it, where the other ones are much larger, although lighter in color. So it does help speed up the growth of plants, and it also helps keep insects away. And one last thing, as you can see, I have 2 seedlings in some of these spots, and that's because the seeds that I used were pretty old, and I wanted to make sure that I would have at least 1 germinate in each pot. So I planted 2, and the ones that got the lactic acid bacteria had a much better germination rate, where both of the seeds germinated, and the one that did not get the labs barely had 1 seedling emerge. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this informative. Let me know if you end up making your own labs in the comments. And until next time, happy growing season.